Buyer in contract had them sign the disclosures 10 months after the deal, and trust me, 10 months after the deal, things stopped because the inspection that was the one that disclosure gave us, all those exact words with their lawyer now. And I have a hard road for me. I don't want to be there. Okay, are we almost?
No,
No
go
pressure, but pressure.
No, no,
Okay.
that's fine.
So,
So it's
did you come with specific questions today? Mm-hmm. That's an inspection. But it's multiple offers, right? And it's off market, then just put in a normal Form 35. Because you just told me you want to do an inspection, you want to be able to walk away. So you just put in Form 35. Don't start crossing language out when that's already there for you to say whatever you want. Well, that's when we're talking multiple offers. Yeah, it's just you. You can stress to them, hey, we're not, we're aware that it's a fixer and certain things. We're only looking to see if there's something really, really major that we need to talk about. That was it? That was easy. Yeah. Okay. Sellers accepted it. Okay. And then they decided they wanted to walk. Did one. Okay. But you waived inspection. But you went in and did one anyway. Did you tell the seller? No. You returned it. Did you send the form about Form 17, marking on Form 17? He's on my computer, so I can't pull it
okay. Which is Eric at the Union Real Estate Group? Is this account that is tied to that?
Just stick with this for right now because I'm rebranding everything, so you might be seeing something else out there. But yeah, Eric at the uniongroup.net is still me.
Is this Union Group Real Estate? Is this where we streamed last time? Was this the account? Was this the account though?
Yeah.
Because there's another the Union Group below there, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I'm streaming live. It says
Oh.
I'm live, but it's not recognizing. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, then go to the other one. Oh yeah, is this
Yeah.
that's Union Group?
Okay. Can
Yeah,
you
go to
sign
the
out?
Union Group.
Please sign out and sign back on.
How do I do that?
Okay. Let me show you. One second.
I told you.
No worries. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so back to okay. So it's my password. If you look, okay, I'm signed in. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay. If you look on Express Stocks, and you have timelines. If you Day falls on the week of the holiday. 17 says and if it took you section 1 says that you're waiving the right to walk away on 17. In multiple offer situations, many times people will sign both because you're trying to do every single thing so you have the best contract so there's no way to walk away. just, and if really an agent, that normally you would have just waived because you would have signed 1 and 2. Section 3, you only sign if you're waiving the right to have any kind of Form 17 filled out and presented to you. You'll see that a lot of times if you're doing a house owned because they're never there. They'll have a Form 17. They'll cross out every single page, and they'll have in their remarks that buyers have to sign section. Okay, so in his situation, he waived everything except Form 17. The listing agent was foolish to not say, well, why are you waiving this too? Because of that, he gave his client an out. The client was able to walk away up till tonight saying we don't like Form 17, which now they want to. Now, here's what you did that's questionable by depending on who you talk to in the business. And that is you went in and did an inspection without letting the seller know you were doing it. It's not like you can't, but courtesy would have said, tell them, hey, we're still going to bring an inspector by because they want. Because the seller has the right to say, I'm sorry, we're in contract. You wait, you have no right to go on this property. So you told them you were sure, go ahead. We're fine. You did it. You're totally fine. But
The difference,
right.
yeah, contractor,
Right.
see how much.
Right. And now they have an idea, and now they don't want to do it.
You could use that computer so that everybody can see.
Oh, is it on there?
Yeah.
Did they hear me?
No, it's something.
It's work in progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can use that computer to show us any contracts that you want to review.
Oh, okay. But people, if they're looking in,
They will not be
they're
able
not
to.
seeing
Yeah.
anything. Okay. So does that make sense as to be careful what you promise your client? Because a lot of times agents will say, okay, let's just do a pre-inspection. It's not like a full inspection, but the contractor, the inspectors are willing to come back and take photos and write you up a full report later if you get the house, and they'll only charge you the difference between a full and a pre-inspection. A lot of these inspectors will do that. A lot of agents will will say to their client, and I did this or two until one day it hit me in the face and realized, oh God, I don't have any rights here. You would call the agent, the listing agent, and you would go, hey, we just want to bring the inspector back just to take some photos and also we can wrap a full inspection just so my clients can have a report so they have something to go off of to fix the house once we close. And the sellers will say, no. You know why? We don't want anyone else inspecting that house to puddle something up that makes your people nervous and they're going to try everything to make some problems. And you have no right to go back in. Once that inspection is waived, the contracts say we are giving you the right to do your due diligence on this home during an inspection period. Once that's over, you have no right to come on my property without permission. So sellers can say, that's great, they can do it after we close. And a lot of times agents get really upset, well, what's the big deal? Blah, 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 blah. And I've sit the agent down and show them the contract and say, always put yourself in the shoe of the other agent and think about how you would be if you're representing that client in this situation. Because in negotiations, you're all negotiating for the best of your client. It doesn't make sense to let someone back on with an inspector to do things again because between the time they did the pre-inspection and now 2 weeks later, they might find something else that's going on in the house. You don't want them.
know that the inspector said that to the client. Later, that I knew that, or
Well, first of all, did you read the inspection report? Usually they'll have on the inspection report, they'll say, here's this, here's what I see, you might want to talk to an expert, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's on all those things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they have no one to complain to but themselves.
Oh,
Right,
oh, okay.
right. In that situation, it's like, all you can do in that situation is say, well, I'm looking at the report here, and they shared it with you, and remember I said ask any questions you want, but it says right here that that they recommend you talk with contractors who this is what they do. And if it was really a concern to you, any of that, we had the additional inspection days I could have requested, so you could have brought those people in, but you didn't. Okay? When you're doing inspection negotiations, when you're doing any tough negotiation, quit doing verbal with your clients, start doing it all in email. Think about protecting your ass at all times in this business. And if you have a discussion, when you get back to your office, you send them an email while it's fresh, and you say, hey, I just want to reiterate our discussion so we make sure that we're all both on the same page here. This is what we discussed, and here's what we decided. I just want to verify that is exactly what you want to do, and send it so they can come back and say yes. Okay? Oh, it is now?
It was.
Oh, whatever.
So.
You'll figure out one day. I trust you. So, with that said, always learn these phrases and verbatim. You never ever forget these. These are your friends. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, because I beat it in your brain. Yours too, Robbie. Always, always, in any kind of tough situation or anytime, when you're giving a price opinion on a market analysis for a buyer, or anything, you always say in the copy, well, to the best of my knowledge, here's how I see the price how I would see the price going. Because to the best of my knowledge. Because if you don't say to the best of your knowledge, a lawyer could say, well, you're representing yourself as being an expert, so it makes sense that they would rely completely onto your advice as an expert. But if you say to the best of my knowledge, it's like, well, no, I'm not an expert. I'm only to the best of my knowledge, and from what I was with my knowledge that day, this is what I saw. Okay? The other thing is we are not lawyers, and we do not give lawyer advice. So the other thing you would say in there, and not maybe in a market analysis you wouldn't, but let's say, give me an example where you might use that. Yeah. You get the call. Hey, I'm really pissed off. Title just showed us that there's a dispute about where the property line is, and that the neighbor's saying that they've 10 feet into my garden for the last 30 years, so they get it from adverse possession and blah, blah, blah. And they're looking at you and go, hey, what do we do? What do we do? And agents will dive in and say, well, here's what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. Stop. You never do that. You only do what you can do. Because if you take on something in the eyes of the law, you have to finish it, and you better know everything you just took on, because they expect you to be knowledgeable and the expert. Well, it's not that you're not offering. You can say, this is a situation where I think you need to get the advice of an attorney, because I am not an attorney, and we want to make sure you have the best answers. So along with, to the best of my knowledge, is I am not an attorney, and I advise you that you should probably talk to an attorney so you know how a court of law might look at this. Because agents will advise all day, say, oh yeah, this is fine, and down the road it's not fine. And then the attorneys will come in and say, well, you're practicing as an attorney. That's why on Form 34, which is the miscellaneous addendum, which is blank, to fill in whatever you need to fill in that's not on a form, you want to make sure that that form is always very minimal what you write and very clear. Don't trying to write out some convoluted, long 3-paragraph thing of something. If it's that way, then you need to have an attorney write it up. Okay, or ask me if we have a form that might address it. But Form 34 is like, hey, we agree to push possession on them before this, or we agree to add this person as a buyer, or it's part of your inspection response. On the inspection response, you say, see attached Form 34, pages 1 and 2. You have 2 Form 34s. You go page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2, and you write on it a list of seller to correct the following items in 1, this, 2, this, 3, this, because you will have a long list like that if you're doing new construction, because we call that a punch. Yeah, yes, and that's the other one on all inspections. Whenever you ask a seller to do any work of any kind, you always say, all work to be done by a licensed and bonded contractor. Receipts to be provided to buyer prior to 5 days before closing. Your job is to make sure you have those receipts. Your job is to be pestering the agent, checking in, hey, do you have things scheduled? When are things getting done? That kind of thing. Not to be calling them every day, but don't wait till, like some agents, they'll call me and go, well, I forgot to talk to him to make sure things are done, and we're 3 days before closing and none of the work's gotten done. You want to know because you need to remind them, well, we need those receipts. And if they send over a receipt for some working on another work and they say, oh, well, don't worry about it, I'll get done. Say, well, actually, and you can be back cop like with your client. You can say, I hear what you're doing, but my client expects those receipts, and the contract says they expect those receipts. So we really need to follow the contract, and your people need to get it done so that we know it's been done properly. The reason I say 5 days prior is you always check the box on 22D about systems and appliances because it says in there you can walk in. I think that one says 3 days prior. I think if I remember right, to verify all the appliance systems are working like they were when you saw it. So because it says if, let's say, the dishwasher broke from closing, seller has to fix it or buy a new one. But with that checked, you can go back in to check that, but you can also go back in to verify all the work was done that they said was going to be done. I always do it 5 days. I always go. No, it's 22D, page 2. Or no, page 1, 22D, it says system. Yeah. I'm signing on again? Now what am I saying? And now I'm like, where the hell is Eric?
And we are all requesting, could you let us know when?
Yeah.
Not this one, the previous one. Not the union group one.
They're all connected. It's all the same password.
I should see Creator Studio. Your other account had it. This one does not. So
This one that you want me into?
no. Let's sign up.
There. I mean, it's one password. It's the same email,
No, the previous one.
I have no idea. See, we're changing from the union group to Union Group Realty. We have the website up. We've been getting social media up and all. Now the website came up over the weekend, and now today they've changed it to uniongrouprealty.com from the uniongroup.net. But we're going to have everything point to that still.
Got it. But what I was trying to say was.
You're trying to get to my YouTube?
Yeah.
Why don't
Two
I,
accounts, right?
can I just do YouTube?
No, not YouTube. Let's go to. And two accounts.
I have no idea. Making my life complicated.
Sorry.
Now it's all signing in. So I have to log out. Oh God. Sorry about this, you guys. Okay.
What about?
Mm-mm. This is my only account. I swear. I don't have, I mean, they might be setting up an account. Oh. So
Where we show.
sign in with a different account. Let's see what it shows. It just shows up. Okay. Sorry. Now caps are off. Okay, making my life complicated. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep going because if this isn't just open. I don't know why it's not working now. Yeah, that caps off.
It's capped.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Okay, so what was I talking about?
Form 20 optional clauses addendum.
Okay, so you found on optional clauses? Okay, so if you check that box. So he did okay because he did announce he's coming in to have a contractor, which is a roundabout way of not really saying he's doing an inspection, but at least he had permission to go on. He doesn't have to explain anything about the inspection or anything. He just has to send over the termination on Form 17. And because they're just been a mutual Friday, they haven't deposited any earnest money, so there's no about any arguments about earnest money. Okay. So send over the termination on Form 17 today.
I send out.
Other questions? Yeah.
Let's see if I don't.
You want to send over the correct form?
Yeah.
Always. Always.
I'll do that. But
You don't want to leave any loophole for any lawyer who can come in and argue that you did not send over the notice of termination on Form 17.
okay.
And you're sending it after 3 days, so it's too late. You waived that opportunity.
Sure.
It only takes a moment for your client to sign it.
Okay.
Even though you sent the rescission, send that over today.
Okay.
Okay?
Will do.
Yeah. And remember, everybody, when you send over any official timeline thing in your contracts, there's two emails you always send to. The agent will have their email, and the brokerage will have an email. You want to send it to both because the brokerage email will kick back to you a date time stamp saying we received this. And if you don't have that receipt, the agent can say, I never got your email, must have got lost. Oh, it went to spam, we never got it. We never saw it, we never read it.
What if it's you? We'll do it.
Still, what do you mean if it
Doesn't
still, oh, absolutely. Just because you're working with an agent in our office, remember people, you represent one side, they represent a side. If you send an official inspection response, but you don't get that date timestamp back, they're going to see on their email you didn't send it to both because they'll see you just sent it to them. They might argue, and you send it over at 8:58 p.m. They'll say, we didn't see that email till the next day. You waived your whole inspection. And I've had agents who've not, they're like, oh, I forgot. I said, well, guess what? You have no proof now. You're kind of screwed. So you always want to send to both emails, everything. Let me know when I can answer their questions, because you said they had questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
We up in within 2 minutes. Keep going.
Okay. So